Welcome to the AI for Career Success video overview by Curt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition. Today, we are analyzing the information surrounding President Trump's proposed ban on institutional home buying, based on a collection of expert reactions published on LinkedIn on January 7th, 2026. So here's how we're going to structure our analysis. We'll start with the proposal itself, then look at the immediate market reaction. After that, we'll unpack the arguments for the ban, then dig into the case against it, and finally, we'll explore the key uncertainties and core issues. Okay, let's dive into this. We begin with the announcement itself. And this wasn't just some minor policy tweak, it was a significant proposal aimed squarely at the U.S. housing market. This quote, reported by Bloomberg Television, really captures the core emotional and, frankly, political argument behind the proposal. It frames the debate as a pretty simple choice between everyday families and large financial institutions. The stated goal of this proposed ban was to improve housing affordability. The idea was to make home ownership more accessible for American families by taking these big institutional buyers out of the picture. So let's move on to the immediate financial impact. The way the market responded gives us a pretty clear picture of the policy's perceived significance. The announcement sent immediate shockwaves right through the market. Publicly traded real estate investment firms, as you might expect, were hit particularly hard. And you can see that impact right here. As reported by CNBC, major players like Blackstone saw their shares fall by as much as 9% following the news. Invitation Homes, another major investor in this space, saw a drop of up to 7%. This really illustrates the market sensitivity to any policy that could disrupt the single-family rental sector. Now, let's examine these central arguments that were put forward by the proponents of a ban like this. Well, the primary argument is that these large firms outbid families, they accumulate vast housing portfolios, and at the end of the day, they drive up prices for everyone, making the American dream less accessible. Real estate analyst Jay Parsons noted that this narrative is politically potent. It effectively positions Wall Street as the primary obstacle to affordability, a convenient target. But this brings us to a critical counterargument that was raised by several market and policy experts. Does this policy really get to the root of the problem? And what's really interesting here is how this expert critique reframes the entire problem. So, this is a crucial point, raised by analyst Max Sang. Institutional investors own a very small fraction of the total housing stock, only about 2%. Just 2. This slide places the two competing diagnoses right next to each other. Is the problem the type of buyer, or is it a fundamental lack of supply? So critics argue the ban is really a distraction from the core issue, which is a severe lack of housing. They argue it could even have unintended negative consequences for renters by shrinking the rental supply. Finally, the announcement left several critical details undefined, and these are details that will ultimately determine its impact. As analyst Andrew Bowen pointed out, the definition of a large investor is absolutely paramount. And the path through Congress is far from certain, as similar efforts have failed before. Ultimately, the debate boils down to the single, crucial question. Is restricting buyers the solution, or is building more houses the only answer? Thank you for watching. This is where we teach you AI and help you get smarter than your competition. We recommend you subscribe to the AI for Career Success YouTube channel. Please like, comment, and share to help us reach a wider audience.